Hello, I'm Brenda and this is Write Your Story. In this video, we're looking at a really unique memoir, Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. This memoir is unique for a few reasons. First, it's actually depicted in graphic format. It's a cartoon. I've never read a memoir before that's in cartoon format. Second, it deals with the story of a young girl growing up in Iran at the time of the Islamic Revolution. I had never read a memoir before that is set in Iran at the time of the Islamic Revolution. So it really opened my eyes to a whole history of Persian people, which is part of the reason why Marjane Satrapi wrote this memoir. And it's unique because in using the cartoon format, Marjane Satrapi has been able to balance the uniqueness and delightfulness of this young girl growing up in this environment as just being a young kid, being a kid, up to pranks with her friends, with the drama and the trauma of the revolution. When I reread this book in preparation for this video, I was struck by its violence. It deals with rape, it deals with killings, murders, execution, torture, terrible torture, the death of a neighbor that was very traumatic for Marjane. The list goes on. The death of young boys in the Iran and Iraq war, the drama of parents who chose to ship their children out at young ages to try and protect them, especially the boys from the Iran and Iraq war. I finished that book going, why did I describe this book as delightful and insightful? Perhaps I have misrepresented it in this previous video where I do talk about it and use those two words to describe it. I came to the conclusion I chose delightful because Marjane Satrapi is delightful. In this story, she is pure delight. She's just a normal kid wanting to live a kid's life. There are a lot of hard topics in this book, and yet it's seen very interestingly, sometimes comically, sometimes insightfully by this 10-year-old who then matures to become a teen and a 14-year-old. There's rebellion, not just in the environment that she lives in, but rebellion as she becomes a teenager towards her parents. Her forthrightness, her outspokenness, she is a delightful character, and I really liked Marjane as the young girl and then the preteen. I liked her spunk, I liked her determination, I liked her will, even at a young age, to want to make a difference, to want to know truth, to grapple with her belief in God and what that would look like. She's delightful, and that is the word that was left with me. And insightful is really what she brings to her memoir through her cartoon of all these horrific things that happen, of the Islamic Revolution and the fallout. And this is why Marjane Satrapi wrote her memoir. She says in her introduction, she wrote her memoir because of her love of Iran, her love for Iranian people, and for the fact that her Persian culture is such a rich civilization, and yet she feels of late it's equated with fanaticism, it's equated with fundamentalism and terrorism, and she feels that that is not the truth of this group of people and her history and her memory of Iran and Tehran and of the people who have lived there. And so this is why she tells her story, to remember these people so that those who stood up, those that fought in the revolution, would not be forgotten. So it's an excellent book. It's an excellent book because this is the thing too. It's called Persepolis, the story of a childhood. I wondered why it wasn't perhaps Persepolis, the story of a war childhood, or there's no war in there, and yet war is a very strong theme in this book. And I think it's because in telling her story, which is what makes Marjane Satrapi so delightful as this young girl, is that she is merely trying to have her childhood in this environment and the circumstance that she finds herself in. She's a regular girl, a regular kid with her regular friends, getting up to pranks, trying to be stylish and cool as they become teenagers, trying to listen to Michael Jackson and Kim Wilde and Stevie Wonder and wear the latest fashions and be hip, They're regular kids doing what regular kids do the world over, and it's happening in this context of revolution, war, violence, killing, torture, political intrigue, and it is extremely insightful, very hard, heartbreaking, and it is well worth the read. I would recommend this book to you too if you're wanting to write memoir, because in amongst all the drama and the trauma, there's the ordinariness of day-to-day living, and I think that's what comes out that makes this book and Marjane delightful. And that's what we're looking for when we write memoir, is the ordinariness of life and living, regardless of all the drama that's going on around us. That really, I think, concretizes good writing, that we can find those elements and bring them in. Do take a look at this memoir, have a look at the uniqueness of it, learn more about Persian people, the Persian culture, the Islamic Revolution, the ousting of the Shah of Iran in the late 1970s from the viewpoint of Marjane and her family. So that's it on this memoir. I really recommend it. Persepolis, the story of a childhood. I will see you in the next video where we talk more memoir.